Okay, good morning for anyone watching. Let's go ahead and start this. If MULN does drop news today, then I will be making another video. Otherwise, I might make one at the end of the day, depending how today goes. Voice is a little raspy, having some terrible allergies right now, so I apologize if the audio is a little rusty from my end. Let's go ahead and get a short interest update from TGS Trades on X. Twitter posts this daily. From what I know is that he is still bullish on MULN for a trade aspect. So am I. I don't believe he sold any of his position yet. However, I think he apparently had a $200,000 position around the $7 range. So if he's still holding, he's holding, I don't want to say a humongous bag, but he's definitely holding a down swing position. Typically, a swing play can go down maybe like 20, 30%, maybe a little more. But I would definitely think he's probably down at least 35% on that position, which if you're talking $200,000, whew, that's a very big position. But let's go over cost to borrow average. It's definitely very high still. Extremely high cost to borrow average, which is positive. Bullish for a short squeeze. Looks like short interest value has gone down. So I'm not, like I said in the previous video, I'm not 100%, I'm not like 1,000% accurate when I say this, but I believe the short interest value going down is not a good thing. We want everything to go up. But short interest free afloat, that is very positive. I mean, well, it's not good for MULN being shorted so much, 20%. But in our case of heavily shorted, potentially for a squeeze type play, that could be very good. Short interest, that's humongous amount of shares. Cost to borrow, extremely high. All these numbers, I mean, like I said, MULN is primed for a short squeeze. Beyond anything out there. Absolutely primed, but they need one thing, and that is a catalytic news for David Minchery to actually drop something. And MULN has not posted any news in, I believe, a week now. We'll go over that in a minute. I'm on Benzinga. David has not purchased any new shares. What a shocker. The outstanding shares still remain the same. Market cap is still below 35 mil. MULN has not filed any new SEC filings. Right now it's 8:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're on Stock Titan. Yeah, so MULN dropped fluff news 6 days ago, last Thursday. So we're definitely overdue for news. I've been told by a couple people not really to pay attention to the market cap. Even if the market cap does go down significantly, we really got to be focusing on the actual share price. I'm not sure if this is so much true, but I'm going to be doing more research into this. There's also a lot of news being posted around X about the update from the lawsuit. That is, I think there's, I believe it's tomorrow. There's going to be a update for the lawsuit that MULN filed regarding spoofing. It should be updated. I might make, if MULN does not drop news today, then I'll definitely be making a video later today talking about the lawsuit and talking about maybe a potential outcome. But let's go over the charts right now. This is just absolutely very, very sad to actually look at. We're on the 5-minute time frame. As you can see, all these pivot levels, the S3, S2, S1 support levels, they're all below the all-time low, which is just so sad. MULN went down by 9.88% yesterday. So pivot levels are updated daily, and they go off the previous day's high and low. They're basically averages. And the fact that our first support level is actually below the all-time low, that's absolutely horrendous. I've not seen that in a while on MULN, which is a little positive, but that is just so depressing. The all-time low is not a support beam. And the fact that the S3, because yesterday we ended up going down all the way, we ended up bouncing off the S3 yesterday, if you saw my previous video. And the fact the S3 is below the $4 psychological level is just absolutely depressing. That we could I mean, do I think we will go down to the S3? No. To go down to the S3, you need a... What is that? That's beyond 20% of a decline. I do not believe... first of all, I don't believe dilution is happening. But I could be wrong. But then again, who knows? Dilution was happening last year, and MULN would drop by 20%, 30% in one fucking, day. So anything is possible with this stock, and it really does suck. And disclosure about myself, I ended up selling my last remaining shares the other day, and I am looking for an opportunity to buy back in for a swing play. Anyone who hasn't seen my previous videos, I was heavily invested in MULN all throughout 2022. Ended up selling a big bag for a loss May of last year. And since May of last year, I've just been day trading and swing trading MULN. Although I did sell my previous position this past week for a loss, which is just depressing. But I'm glad that I did, because if I didn't, I'd be down by another like 15%, which would have just been terrible. Anyone out there holding a very large position, a large bag on MULN, I definitely will keep all of you in my prayers. I really do believe that something can come from MULN. But in order for all of this great thing to happen, we're on the daily time frame now. The RSI is just so oversold. We need a hard bounce. Like, can we go down to a 21 RSI like we did back in October? The hell, what was the price range of this absolutely massive drop? Oh my God, yeah, we have a gap. I actually talked about this gap in previous videos that has not been filled. We have a humongous gap from 34 to 29. So you're talking humongous gap from the 23 October. We fell off a fucking cliff. Went from 46, and you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we did have one barely green day, but let's not even count this green day, because look at the RSI. The RSI is just down on a downtrend. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fucking days, and then we finally get a bounce. 9 days. Do you know how much people, the amount of money that people lost? It was just this board and CEO needs shackles, man. Shackles. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the fuck? If I was a board member or the CEO, I would. I mean, it's sad. So we could go lower before we get a bounce, but it's all based on news. Everything is based on news. MULN needs to drop news. If we don't get, and it cannot be this fluff news. It has to be, in my opinion, revenue collected. I do want to make a separate video talking about a red flag, because David is talking about how we are the only one in our space to make commercial vehicles. If you're the only one in the space, why has it been so long and so hard to get revenue collected? You've been delivering vehicles since the end of December. It's almost it's literally like it's pretty much like a quarter Why is it taking this long? That's a red flag. And I understand MULN is theoretically a startup, but why is it taking this long? If your vehicles are going to be selling like hotcakes, it's a little bit of a red flag. So hopefully I'm proven wrong, and I'm praying that I'm proven wrong, but I don't know, guys. If we get good news today, I'm going to be, of course, buying back in. But MULN right now, as for an investment, no. I am not a financial advisor, but you don't have to be a financial advisor to use common sense here. This is common sense that this stock is not a long-term investment as of right now. This is just not long-term investable. You're going to lose all your fucking money. As for short-term and swing, opportunities, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, we found another gap. We have a gap at 280. Imagine if we actually squeezed this. Oh, that would be so nice, man. Oh, that would be really nice. But we can only pray. Keep your prayers high. I'm hoping for news. If MULN drops news in the next 20 minutes, then I'll go ahead and start recording again. Otherwise, if they don't drop news, then I'm just going to be uploading this video. Thank you for anyone watching. I do appreciate the few people watching, and I'm making these videos because I got to vent off some steam myself. It's depressing about this stock, but keep high hopes and let's just see what happens.